All right. Welcome back. It is the DMV Weave Doctor, located right here in Bowie, Maryland, honey. Child, we're going to try to go live on Instagram too. We may not stay that long on Instagram, so the Weave Doctor don't have to be doing this all day long, okay? So I hope you guys are having a wonderful and blessed afternoon. Child, we better hope this daggone we're only gonna be on Instagram for a little bit because these phone batteries sometimes are not lasting like they should. All right, but honey, we're gonna be talking about how to get your edges back today. Okay, try to reclaim your edges. Okay, all right. The Weed Doctor now is trying to go live. All right, all right. Welcome back. Welcome back. And today, for all those who do not know, we also currently have a 1-800 hotline. So if somebody calls on that 1-800 hotline, then we're gonna have to go. Okay, child, the Weed Doctor ain't. We still try to work out how we're going to do this. But anyways, we have a 1-800 number. So if you guys are interested in trying to find out how to regrow them edges back, hello everyone, hello. You guys are trying to figure out how to grow them edges back. So anyways, we're going to be talking about it today. Let me go back to Weave Doctor's handy dandy notes. And honey, how many of y'all are tired of that lace wig glue snatching out them edges? Okay. Some of y'all tired of that lace wig snatching out them edges, okay? So the Weave Doctor is going to give you some tips. Now, this can work for anybody. You don't necessarily have to have alopecia for this because we know right now, and child, the Weave Doctor really is doing too much today. I know I better put my daggone light on for it look like I'm fading into the black. Okay. But if you're trying to get high, hello. If you guys are trying to find out, child, how to get, okay, somebody wants to come on live. This is on our Instagram. We're going to see what this is all about. All right. She has a question. We're going to find out if you guys can, hear what she's talking about. Some people, though, when they come on here, they don't know that they're trying to actually come in and join. All right. Hello, Sister Soul. Can you hear me, Sister Soul? Miss Sister Soul? I don't think she realized that she is on. Sister Soul. I don't think she realized that she joined it, honey. And nothing's wrong with that. Sometimes, when we're trying to, do these different new things, especially if you're not that technologically advanced, honey, you can be messing up. Okay. So anyways, we have the 1-800 numbers on YouTube and Facebook for those who follow us there. But we're going to be talking about today how to avoid losing more hair while wearing your lace wigs. And this happens to a lot of different people. We don't want to end up looking like, what's that famous model? They used to say I looked like her when I was younger, Naomi Campbell. Okay, hello. Honey, that's when the Weed Doctor used to be roasting out in that sun. The Weed Doctor can get her a nice chocolate suntan, okay? So, honey, when I was out there, child, I remember they used to tell me I was looking like a young Naomi Campbell. That's when I was very, very thin. Y'all think the Weed Doctor skinny now. I've been slender all my entire life. Actually, I've gained a couple of pounds because I'm on purpose for some, trying to do some hormonal balance things, trying to get some things in the check. Honey, sometimes you got to do what you got to do in your life, okay? So anyways, I know you guys have seen that famous picture of Naomi Campbell looking a mess, okay? I know y'all saw her all on the internet where all of her edges are ripped out. And that probably was not intentional, honey. That probably was from years and years of abuse on the hairline, okay? Abuse of years on the hairline, wearing a lot of braids. At that time, I don't even know if lace wigs were as popular, even though a lot of people have been wearing lace wigs for a very, very long time. So with all that being said, we're trying to help you guys avoid from running into some of these pitfalls or wearing some of these different type of protective styles, quote unquote, because initially wigs and weaves And even braids were supposed to be worn to protect your hairline. And I know recently I did a feature or a reaction video to a braid stylist who did alopecia. Now, initially, I really wasn't. I'm kind of not. That's not my favorite for people to do that style because it can become very unhealthy. But it may be that individual has figured out a method that does not cause the hairline to be excessively pulled out. Okay, and after that, after I post that video, a lot of people have been asking me, "Do I do the service?" Actually, the weave doctor was an African trained hair braider. Okay, child, the weave doctor can braid too. So we're going to see if we're going to add back some of those services like we used to back in the day. We may start doing it on a case-by-case basis. We may not do it for everyone because we have so many clients who get regular installs with us, okay? So with all that being said, we're going to start looking at the list. This is just a handy-dandy list. How to stop from ripping your hair off, okay? I put it off, okay? How to stop from ripping out your edges when you're wearing a lace wig, okay? And these are these are just some different tips that you might be able to do. Number one, if you're going to be wearing lace wigs and things like that, if you're going to be using this adhesive, this new technique, even if so many people actually, what's that other glue method, that 27-piece method? Now, honey, that 27-piece method is dangerous, okay? The weave doc don't even do it no more. It can be done. You know, I'm not saying that it can't be done healthily at all. However, I find the people who like to most likely receive this hairstyle, child, some of y'all be being nasty, okay? You are keeping in these 27 pieces hair, child, the pieces done pieced apart, okay? You're trying to wear it a month, 2 months, 3 months later, okay? Trying to get it repatched in. This 27-piece hair was not meant for that, okay? It was meant specifically probably to be worn probably 1 to maybe 4 weeks max. And then washing it, possibly even letting your hair breathe afterwards. So that's why the weave doctor really doesn't use that method any longer. And then I also became aware that there are a lot of individuals who deal with latex allergies. I didn't know, especially during the pandemic when people was wearing gloves. A lot of people, I know y'all probably was anxious and nervous. I don't know what. Everybody walking around with some latex glove. You probably can swell up and itch up at any moment. So I don't know how severe certain people latex allergies are. That's another reason why I stopped using that, because I just did not want to do that. And then I also do not agree with the practices behind that hairstyle. And most people who want to wear the hairstyle, they are trying to wear it outside of the recommended use. They're trying to be, I would hate to say, a little bit too frugal for the, and trying to wear this hairstyle longer than the actual healthy duration of what is, what is normal, what is appropriate. So that's why the weave doctor does not do the full, complete 27 glue-in installs any longer. Okay, so don't even ask. The weave doctor ain't going to pick up the phone on that one. Now, again, we have the 1-800 number if you guys want to call in. So I guess if that happens, child, the Instagram people, we're going to have to talk to you guys later. But these are just some different tips that you might want to consider if you're trying to wear a custom unit, okay? Number one, and if especially you're going to be gluing it down, you want to wear a lace fit, especially if you have alopecia, or you're looking to possibly not wear out your own hair, that leave out thing is pretty much done with at this point. Unless you quote unquote, I hate to say you got some Indian in your family, but unless you just have naturally soft hair that is pretty much trained and very healthy, you probably want to look into not necessarily leaving out your hair for that duration of time. It's not going to be the best thing. So you guys have to really, really, that's why so many people resulted into getting closures, lace fronts, and all of those things like that. All right, so rule number one, when you're trying to avoid from, you're trying to claim your edges back, you're trying to reclaim them edges, okay, this is what you got to do. Tip one, always use a wig cap underneath before you do the install. This is very, very, very important. Now, there are some, that's why you have to pay the appropriate price for your hairstylist. Honey, if you have alopecia and you go to a hair salon, a salon where things are more a la carte, then you need to pay to get, for them to do a ball cap method on you, because this is going to be very key, essential to you losing your hair. Okay, so that's something that you really, really guys have to really look into. And I remember the last show we had some people on Facebook that was trying to go live with us. So guys, want to come live? Make sure that you guys can come in. So with this, when they put that cap method, they're using, in a lot of cases, they're using gel. They're using different type of hairsprays. It's kind of almost reminds me of the the 27 piece, where they put that plastic stuff in your hair first. Some people don't even use that. They just be being child. They just put some Sandix strips in your hair and let the glue soak in like that. We don't advise that method. We prefer for so it's very similar to that. So pretty much it's like a protective shield on your edges. And even with that protective shield, you want to make sure that you are rinsing and washing your hair anywhere from about a week and a half to up to 3 weeks. After that, you need to get it shampooed and reinstalled. Okay? And another thing, I suggest for those who wear their units, hello, you guys who just logged on. Again, if you have any questions, make sure to call our 1-800 hotline number for any questions, or you can try to come live. I don't know if they're going to allow us to do that. I'm trying to think, what did we do last time on Facebook Live? I think I probably was just logged on Facebook. I may just go back later on and see if anybody wants to go live on Facebook. But this doing that is very, very, very important. Okay, so you have to make sure to, you're using these ball cap methods that is dried completely. Then you allow the stylist to put down any type of concealer or any type of, like foundation that will match your skin complexion. All right, so once you do this method, you're going to then apply the glue. And we were saying earlier, you have to make sure that you probably need to remove the glue at least every week and a half to 3 weeks. If you wear this, if you have an adhesive install, and if you keep going outside of this duration of time, the glue is going to get harder and harder to remove. Also, it's going to then slide from the edge of your hairline where it's supposed to be at, and then it's going to melt. Okay? And some of y'all trying to do it, thinking y'all doing some melting out here, trying to buy these little melting bands from the CVS store. Okay? You're really going to be doing some melting, because what is going to happen is that hair glue is going to start to progress further into the actual hair. Okay? So, and we don't want this, especially if an individual is already dealing with alopecia. Even if you got a full hairline, honey, you do not want to just sit and let this glue just sit and melt. And what happens every week, I know we doctors not trying to scare you, but I'm just trying to educate you. Every week that you wear that glue, honey, or tape or whatever that you have, and it's starting to grow out. And this is a key fact that happens when you get these installs, whether they're glued in, especially even if you're using tape, it starts to slide back. It grows back, and it's causing some type of tension. That's why you definitely want to get it redone at least no later than 3 weeks. Remember when you used to get a hair relaxer? People used to get their hair retouched up every month or every 6 weeks. That's why they were doing that, because the new growth that's involved, you're starting to get at least a ½ inch worth of new growth, or something close to that, depending on how fast your hair grows back. And don't let it be hot outside like it is now, and then everything is just melting down and sliding back even further. Hello, so these are just some of the things to consider if you're trying to avoid from having you lose further hair strands when you're wearing these wig pieces. So, make sure that you rinse out this glue periodically, between every 1.5 to 3 weeks. Also, make sure you're going to use the ball cap method. And I would even say, even though I haven't been saying this recently, you guys also have to make sure that you may have to change out your glues. Okay, some of us want to get the strongest hold glue that's going to last the longest. But what you might have to do is maybe switch it up sometimes. Sometimes you use the stronger glues. Sometimes you use a very mild glue that is more soft. They have so many, and that's another thing. They have a lot of different adhesives out there that are soft, that are pliable. However, if you have alopecia, then you probably will have to come back to the salon a little bit more often. And those generally are not necessarily created for individuals who have alopecia. So that is the thing that we have to understand. Even if you do have alopecia, just because the glue is lasting, that does not mean that you wait long periods of time between shampooing your hair. And that does not mean that you allow then your hair to start child, some of these cameras make it look crazy. Okay, that does not mean that you just keep waiting longer and longer times. You're allowing the glue to melt, pull back into the hairline, and cause further breakage and damage. Okay, so that's one step. Another tip or step would be is to make sure, okay, we already said don't wear it for long periods of time. Another step is to make sure to get the different type of glues, switch them out periodically, even if they don't last as long. Make sure to opt out and get a glueless install occasionally. So maybe you might, if you've been using the adhesive, maybe you might want to look into getting tape or getting a gel foundation. And even nowadays, they have just doing the band method with the stylist. I know a lot of people say they have tried this method. However, if you do not get a cosmetologist or somebody who is a trained glueless wig installer, then you're going to run into some problems. So you have that. Also, they have hair harnesses. There's a company that the Wig Doctor has partnered with. I sell some of their equipment and different type of materials for installing glueless units. So if you guys are trying to do that method, that is very, very good. Again, it's not going to, in most cases, give you that same appearance and long-lasting stay as adhesive, okay? Or even with the tape. So these are just some of the drawbacks when you're trying to save your edges and stop ripping out your hairline, okay? So you're going to have to really come to the grips. Or do you really care about the look of your edges on your hairline, or do you care about the look of your edges underneath the wig? Okay, hello, Lord Child today, okay? The Wig Doctor is trying to educate you guys. Make sure that when you are wearing these custom wigs and units, that you are not only caring about how your hair looks, your weave or wig hair looks on the outside, but you're caring about your your natural God-given, even if you have alopecia hairline on the inside, and that's one of the things that a lot of protective styles, sometimes we forget, and sometimes with a lot of these styles that a lot of African-American women receive, they are forgetting to actually take care of their hair underneath. And that's where all the trichology comes in. The Wig Doctor also is a trichologist, and we have different type of growth treatments and things like that offered, different type of programs. So you want to make sure, I always suggest people to get growth treatments. They help to unclog any bacteria, any type of excess sebum. And this, when you're wearing all these adhesives and glues for a long amount of time, a long duration, because a lot of you guys I know are going longer than the 2 to 3 week time, then you start to receive a lot of different type of sweat and bacteria and things in the scalp. And that glue, I hate to say it, sometimes can get into the hair follicles, okay? Now, there is glue remover. So you want to make sure that if you're going to be wearing adhesive and these different styles, even if you're going to be doing the gel, we have to make sure that we clean out them follicles on a regular. We do not want our follicles to get all backed up, honey, and clogged up like a toilet, okay? Like you got some bad plumbing, okay? We don't want to get that scalp plugged up. That way we know that we are not making the alopecia worse. Now, some people have just given up on their alopecia altogether. And the Wig Doctor doesn't suggest you to do that, okay? Honey, just don't give up. Don't ever give up, okay? Even if you may not get the same hairline that you had when you're 20 or 30 years old, you do. The thing about alopecia, it generally gets progressively worse throughout the years. For those who are alopecia sufferers, imagine just remember when your alopecia just started 5, 10, or 15 years ago, and especially if you have left it untreated, look at what you are dealing with now. Okay, that's why it is imperative to get some of these scalp treatments. We have growth oils on purevirginmane.com. Probably going to put that in the chat too below to help you guys find out where to purchase some of these things at. So with all that being said, even if you don't come to the Weave Doctor, it's best that you guys, look into still finding some type of anti-inflammatory or DHT blocker. A lot of people, they're not, again, they're just getting these wig styles, and honey, they feel like that is it, okay? They don't need to do nothing else. I'm going to put it in the chat too for our Instagram. Make sure to purchase our hair growth oils at purevirginmane.com. And if you want to enroll and begin your hair loss journey, make sure that you inbox us and set up your free. Yes, we have a different type of consultations. Some are free, some are paid. Okay. But the free ones, those generally are 5 to 10 minute calls. We pretty much let and educate those about our process on how to regrow the hair back. So with all that being said, make sure that you find your trichologist, find out how to incorporate some of these different type of healthy hair care practices while wearing your weaves. Washing your hair frequently, going to a trichologist, getting your scalp exfoliated of any type of heavy, the glues and things like that. The other thing I would say, a lot of people mess up with this is that, there also are not removing the glue properly, okay? Especially if you're dealing with the hairstylist, they can kind of see your hair. They may be able to have some different advantages as opposed to you just trying to rip it off yourself. So if you're trying to do the glue removal, there are some different things that need to be done, especially if you are not cleaning off the lace. So if you're not going to, you must, reapply. You must use a different type of adhesive removers that are needed when you're trying to do the removal and shampoo of these lace wig installs. If not, it's going to start to get very, gunky. It's going to get nasty. Also, you're going to pretty much be, possibly making it more unhealthy environment for your scalp. You have built up glue and perspire and bacteria from 1 to 4 weeks, however long you've been wearing the previous glue. And then because you're trying to avoid not coming back into the hair salon, possibly paying your stylist even more, you then are going to glue in another amount of glue on top of that. And that is very dangerous. Not only is it non-hygienic, but it also causes the duration of your unit to reduce. So you're not going to be able to keep your unit as long. So these are just some of the issues, trying to be cheap, trying to save $1, trying to make $1 holler, okay? These are just some of the issues that come along when you're trying to save in the wrong areas, okay? Then, last but least, if you guys, and this happens to some individuals, if you guys notice that you're dealing with any form of scalp irritation, okay, if you have any type of scalp irritation, your stylist is telling that your skin is starting to look red, I would say that you need to discontinue getting the adhesives. Now, I know, again, this is going to be a very hard thing, okay, because who don't want to look like Beyonce when they wake up? But she said, I woke up like this, I woke up like this, okay. Who does not want to wake up looking gorgeous and beautiful with their edges laid and slayed on a daily, okay? But there comes a time, we just talked about, are you going to be more concerned about the way that your lace front looks or the health of your hair underneath? Okay. And so there comes a time and this happens from time to time. When this happens, you and your stylist are probably going to have to find out how to find a different adhesive that's going to be customized for your needs. Or possibly you're going to have to not use any tape or just go back to using gel. In most cases that does not irritate people. Go on, using gel, or if you want to knuck if you buck, okay, then maybe you may want to even consider, doing an on and off method, and just dropping off your unit to get maintenance every 2, maybe 1 to 2 weeks or whatever you want to do. So these are just some tips on how to save your edges. We hope that this discussion was very informative, and we're going to go continue the discussion on Facebook to talk a little bit more and ask people about some of their issues that they've had with wearing glue. So we hope you guys had a wonderful afternoon. All right. We see you guys later. Make sure to book with us if you're interested in looking into scheduling a hair loss consultation, whether you want hair replacement or trichology services. All right. Bye now. We're going to start logging off. All right. See you guys later.